What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. As always, lovely to see you guys again. Danny Kaey from SonicFlare, here to entertain you, or put you to sleep, one or the other, or make you go away. I don't know, whatever your calling is. Today, we are going to be discussing some nice, cool jazz for the summer that we're in. Right? A little summery outfit today, dressing up for the occasion for jazz, of course. And, as you guys know, I'm a firm believer in always dressing for the occasion. And so today we're going to start off with the lovely cup of Turkish coffee that I made. Pinky out, and we grab our cup and take a sip. Let's see how it is. Hopefully I made it okay. Love it. Retract the pinky. Done. Gone. Are you Turkish coffee guys? Does anyone drink Turkish coffee? I know that only about 38% of you are watching this from the US. So I know that there's quite a big international following to my lovely channel. And so if you're a Turkish coffee guy fan or any other coffee guy fan, drop a comment below. How do you make your coffee? How do you like your coffee? How often do you drink your coffee? And so on and so forth, and all those good things. But first, a couple of quick updates for you guys. We have been quite busy in Studio A. Things are moving along nicely. We're going to have a full-on reveal very soon. In the meantime, I did manage to squeeze in two great reviews. First one's coming up this Sunday. It's going to be the emmLabs MTRS Stereo amp. Which has already received some accolades from the national and international press. Everybody seems to be loving it. I'll give you my full-on opinion of it. It's been playing for about 2 months now, 3 months, I think. Super stoked about it. So anyway, tune in for that. And on top of that, to boot, I'm going to be reviewing the Moon River 505 phono stage with 4 inputs. For NMC, all switchable, etc., etc. Great product from Sweden, made in Sweden. So that's coming next weekend on Sunday. But first, let's get cracking and dive into this episode here with your lovable host. And what do we have? We've got 10 great records that, again, are for a nice summer breeze and summery moment, I should say, and we're gonna start. Backwards. So we're gonna start with the most recent record first, and then work our way back into the beginnings of cool jazz. And the first up is Shirley Horn. Terrific record. I came across this not too long ago. I'm lying, probably about 6 months, a year ago. This is on Verve Digital. Recorded at Vine Street in LA, little jazz club in '87. What's interesting, of course, is, pardon me, it's a digital recording, right? And so I always wonder and chuckle as I listen to these. In some cases, you can tell it's a digital recording. In this case, you really can't. It sounds fantastic, and I wonder if all those great experts that we have actually... that claim they can hear digital records right away, if kind of like they did with the DSD MoFi records. I think that's going to be with us for a long time to come. But anyway, hey, MoFi's fault, not mine. So I'm just moving along with the puns and jokes. So yeah, Shirley Horn, absolutely terrific. It's a trio, bass, piano, and Shirley. Absolutely terrific sounding. Really get that small... jazz vibe feel, very compact, but sounds terrific. Good stuff. Next up, oh man, Soul Route with the Milt Jackson Quartet. Ray Brown, Mickey Roker, and the great Gene Harris. This is a Pablo, absolutely terrific, really cool. I mean, you can't go wrong with Milt Jackson. But when you add Ray Brown and Mickey Roker to it, and the great Gene Harris, you are in for a treat. I don't know if this has been reissued. This is an original European pressing of this. I got this in Europe a long time ago. found it randomly in my collection. So yeah, absolutely great. Next up, ooh, this is a good one. Haven't seen this one in a long time. Again, picked this up years and years ago. Hampton Hawes Trio with Leroy Vinegar and Donald Bailey on Vault Stereo Records. Absolutely terrific. Is this cool jazz? Probably not really cool jazz, but it's good. You can get into it easily, and it's absolutely fantastic. Great trio, High in the Sky. Highly recommend it. Check it out. Really cool. Staying in the 70s theme, we've got the great Ahmad Jamal. Jamal plays Jamal on 20th Century Records. This is a 73-4 recording, 74. And look how dapper the kid used to look like, right? Absolutely terrific. Today we all dress like schlubs, but back then people cared about what they looked like, and the great Ahmad Jamal indeed did as well. So good for him. I wish more artists would dress up like that in today's day and age, but hey, what do I know? Skipping back a couple of decades, we're into the 50s, late 50s with Mode Records. This is the great Eddie Costa playing with Art Farmer. And of course, every time I see an Art Farmer record, I reminisce of the old times when I grew up across the street from him in Vienna. And it was BFF with his son, George Farmer, whom I am still in touch with today. Obviously not quite as frequently as we used to be. We used to hang out literally every day. Pulled all kinds of crap. Anyway, this was in good old Vienna. And of course, back then I really didn't think much about growing up next to Art Farmer. But in years later, of course, I was like, oh, wow, gee, I saw Art Farmer every day, right? A jazz legend. And so anytime I see a record, it almost begs me to get picked up. And of course, I picked this one up on Mode Records. This is not an original. This is a VSOP reissue from the 80s. Hopefully I'll find a clean one. George actually is a bassist on Broadway. And we went to see one of his shows. What was it? 5-6 years ago, he was in LA, and got to see him again. And anyway, really proud of him of what he's done and accomplished in his tenure as a bassist. So yeah, staying with Mode Records, the great Lucy Ann Polk, Lucky Lucy Ann, I should say. She only did 2 records, believe it or not, only 2 records, West Coast jazz. This is the short-lived Mode Records tenure. Absolutely terrific sounding, great sort of summer vibe, lovely singing. I mean, just look at the cover. You see the joy that she has, and the mood of the record is pretty much what the cover reflects. So anyway, great stuff. Interestingly enough, from Mode Records, so. Gosh, what was his name? Roy. I think Roy. I'm not talking about Ray Brown. I'm talking about Roy. I think his name is Roy. Roy Black? No. Darn it. Anyway, can't think of it right now. He actually, so this is a Bethlehem Records issue. This is the Smith Glamann Quintet. Great vibe record. So he actually left Bethlehem Records to launch Mode Records with the great Marty Paich as the musical director. And so there's the connection between Bethlehem and Mode Records, which I didn't discover until many, many years ago. But there is a connection. And so this is just random. The great Robert Pincus of Impex and Cisco fame recommended this. And great mono sound, great vibes, super cool summer jazz record. And we're staying in the theme with the great Norene Tate, an artist I'm not all that terribly familiar with, but this is on Elektra. The album's called Tenderly, and good stuff. Very nice sound, very warm, inviting, mono, Elektra 113, and the great Norene Tate, Al Hall on bass. Superb sound, absolutely superb. Sticking around with my heritage from Yugoslavia, my cultural perspirational heritage, the great Helen Merrill. So she's Croatian descent, played in Japan a ton. This is on great Emarcy label. And yeah, it's I don't think this has ever been reissued. Dream of You. Kind of sounds almost like Dream with Dean, but no, not really. Great intimate sound, terrific. I mean, Helen Merrill, she's fantastic. I'm wondering why this hasn't been reissued. I know Chad did one of these Emarcy Merrill records. I don't know, maybe the tapes don't exist or he's not interested in funding it or who knows what. But it should be reissued. It's a great, great album. The great Paul Desmond. The great Paul Desmond, alto sax, original Warner Brothers. Jim Hall on guitar, Connie Kaey on drums. Man, what a great cool jazz record. West Coast jazz, of course. The great Paul Desmond. According to Playboy magazine, first place again. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You must have this. And this is a great stereo tune. And then, of course, the great Bob Cooper and Bud Shank on World Pacific Records. Maybe the Blue Note guys are going to reissue this. I don't know. I doubt it. But you can get this not expensive on eBay or Discogs. This is a Swings to TV soundtrack recording, re-recording, I should say. And so this is 10 years, this is 1958, 10 years after the great TV revolution began. And so they're essentially covering all of the great TV soundtrack songs at the time and era. And yeah, gosh, what can I say? I mean, just look at the recording arrangements. Absolutely terrific. Recorded in Hollywood, California. Yeah, technical data. This is a 30 to 15,000 cycles per second recording. Ooh. I love this stuff. Can be played back with RIAA curve. So this is just as the RIAA curve was coming out. Yeah, what a great record. Like I said, not hard to find. Give it a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our lovely 10 record session. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Hope everyone had a good time. Drop a comment below. I always love the engagements that I get from you guys watching, commenting. And what are your favorite cool jazz records? Post them down below. Let's see what they are. Who knows? Maybe I have them. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll have to get them. And stay tuned for that great emmLabs MTRS Stereo amp review coming this Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. And we will catch you on the flip side. Ciao.